What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to scrape leads from Twitter automatically by creating a simple workflow in N8N. Let's get started. In N8N, I've created a workflow that I've named to Twitter Leads Scraper. And here, we're going to start by adding a trigger. I'm going to choose a manual trigger over here. To scrape leads from Twitter, I'm going to use this tool called Apify. Apify is an incredible tool that you can use to scrape in your website and automate projects. To get 30% off your first subscription to this tool, just use the link in the description to sign up and create your account. After creating your account, head over to Apify store. Here, we're going to search for the tool that would like to scrape leads from Twitter. So search for Twitter email scraper and click on search. And here, you can see we have over 900 tools that we can use to scrape emails from various platforms like YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, and more. In our case, we like to scrape leads from Twitter, so I'll use this tool over here to scrape leads from Twitter with their contact information already available. So I'll open this tool on a new tab. And this is the tool that we're going to use to scrape leads from Twitter. So all we have to do is add a search keyword right here and the maximum number of leads that we like to scrape. So in our case, we can use web developer as our keyword and try to scrape 10 leads from Twitter. To do that, here, click on start. And here, you can see that our tool is running and getting our data. Let's give it a second. You can see we successfully scraped 10 leads from Twitter. So here we use the web developer keyword, and here you can see we got their contact information, the description, title, the Twitter profile, URL right here. So now instead of having to scrape our leads right here in Apify, we can create a workflow that scrapes the leads for us right here in N8N and add the leads to a Google Sheet. To scrape our leads right here in N8N, I'll start by searching for Apify right here. So I'll search for Apify, then click on Apify. Here you'll need to install it first if you haven't installed it yet. Then after installing it, click on the Run After node right here. Here you'll need to create your credential by clicking on Create a New Credential. Then over here, click on Connect My Account to connect your account to N8N. And then the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to N8N, and your connection will be created. Since I had already done that, I'm going to close this right here. And here I'm going to choose to run an actor. Then I'm going to choose a recently used actor and choose the actor here, which is his actor. Then here we're going to add our JSON. So here I'll click on expression, expand it right here to add our JSON over here. To get our JSON, I'll go back to our tool, click on the tool, then where it says manual and JSON, click on JSON. And here we're going to copy, I'm going to copy this JSON, then come and paste it over here. So we like to scrape 10 web developers from Twitter. To do that, I'll click on execute step right here. You can see it's executing our node. Let's give it a second. Here, you can see that our node was executed successfully. You can see the status was a success, and we got our default dataset ID right here. So now to get our leads that we just scraped, I'll search for Apify again, and click on Apify. Then here I'll click on the Get Dataset Items node right here. Here we're going to map our dataset ID over here, so I'll map it right here. Then click on Execute step to get our leads that we just scraped. You can see our node was executed successfully, and we got our 10 leads right here. So we got the keywords that we use to scrape the leads, the email address, the title, the URL, and the description right here. So here, I rename this node to Twitter Leads Scraper. Then here, I rename this to Get Twitter Leads. And click on Rename right here. When I open this node right here, you can see we are manually adding our keyword and the number of leads that we like to scrape. So we'll need to open this node over here, then come and manually add the keyword and the result and the number of leads that we like to scrape right here. So we can automate this part by adding the keyword and the number of leads that we like to scrape to a Google Sheet. So to do that, in Google Sheets, I've created a spreadsheet that I've renamed to Twitter Leads Spreadsheet. In this spreadsheet, I've created a sheet that I've renamed to Keywords. Here's where we're going to add our keyword and the number of leads that we like to scrape. So to get this sheet, our workflow, I'm going to unlink this right here, then search for Google Sheets right here. Then here I'll click on the get rows in sheet node. Here you'll need to create your credential like we did with other nodes right here by signing in with your Google account. And then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to N8N. And then after doing that, your connection will be created. Since I had already done that, I'm going to close this right here. And here I'm going to choose our document, which is this sheet, which is this spreadsheet. Our sheet is going to be the keywords sheet. And here, I'll click on execute step to get our keyword and the number of leads I would like to scrape. And then here, I'll connect it to this node and auto align it. Now with our keyword and the number of leads right here, you can map the data to our node right here. So for the keyword, I'm going to map it right here. The maximum number of results, I'm going to map the maximum number of results right here. So now let us try scraping our leads automatically using our workflow over here. To do that, I'll click on execute workflow over here. You can see that our workflow was executed successfully. So here we used this keyword and the number of leads to scrape the leads from Twitter, and we got our leads right here. So you can see over here. And we got our leads right here, total of 10 leads right here. So now with our lead, so here I rename this node to get keyword, and then click on rename right here. Now the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to add our leads to a spreadsheet. So in our spreadsheet, I've also created another sheet that I've renamed to Twitter leads. In this sheet, here's where we're going to add the keyword that we use, title of the leads, the email address, description, their profile URL, the personalized subject line, and email body that we're going to generate for these leads. Here. So to add these leads to a spreadsheet over here, now workflow, I'll search for Google Sheets, then click on Google Sheets. Then here, I'll click on append row in sheet node. Here we're going to find our document, which is this document right here, and our sheet, which will be the Twitter leads sheet right here. Then here, we're going to map values to our columns in our spreadsheet with the data that we scraped using Apify. So for the keyword, we're going to map the keyword right here. Title, going to map the title right here. Same with the email, description, and the URL right here. Now for the subject line and the email body, we're going to update these columns later on after we've generated the personalized subject line and email for these leads. But for now, I'll click on execute step to add these leads data to our spreadsheet. You can see our node was executed successfully, and we added our leads to a spreadsheet. So here I renamed these to Twitter leads, and click on rename right here. Now with our leads over here, the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to generate a personalized outreach email. We're going to send our leads. To do that, here we're going to add a condition to ensure that the leads that we add right here have the email addresses already available in order to generate a personalized cold email that we're going to send the lead. To add the condition, I'm going to choose an if node right here, click on it. Then here we're going to say that the email address has to exist. Then I'll click on execute step right here. Our output is in the true branch right here. You can see all our leads met our condition right here. They have their email addresses available. So if the leads do not have the email address available, here we're going to do nothing. So I'll search for the do nothing node right here, click on it. But since our leads met our condition, here we're going to proceed and generate our cold emails for our leads. So here we have a total of 10 leads. I'm going to limit these leads to only 2, so we can only generate personalized cold emails for only 2 leads. So here I'll search for the limit node right here, and then click on the limit node right here. Here I'm going to limit the leads to only 2. Then I'll execute this node right here. Now the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to generate a personalized cold email using an AI agent. So here I'll click on AI, then click on AI agent. Here I'm going to define below and add the prompt and the system message for our AI agent. So the prompt for our AI agent could be on the lines of, you're an expert email copywriter. And the system message could be on the lines of, your task is to write a highly personalized, natural sounding cold email based only on the information provided about a Twitter lead. And here we are adding the leads data like their title, bio, and the profile URL. Then we're adding a couple of rules that would like the AI agent to follow. We're telling the AI agent to open with a specific genuine compliment or observation about the lead based on their Twitter bio, content style, or profile information. Keep the tone warm, conversational, and professional. It should sound like a real person wrote it. Avoid vague praises like you're doing amazing work. Just be concrete and context aware. Keep the email short and tight, maximum of 5 sentences. And then here we're going into details about the structure of the email. So the first line will be a personalized compliment or hook. Second line will be a quick introduction of who I am and what I do. The third line will be a brief explanation of how this could help the lead based on the profile or niche. And the last line will be a light, natural call to action. Then we are telling the AI agent, do not invent facts, not in the input. If the bio is empty, write a polite general message. Avoid overused openings like hope you're doing well. Do not use dashes. Do not include placeholders like your name or company name. Then lastly, we're telling the AI agent to output the result in clean JSON format with exactly 2 keys, the subject line and the email body. Then you're concluding the system message by saying the first line of the email should be a personalized compliment or insight pulled directly from the Twitter bio or content theme, and the ending should include a compelling but light call to action tailored to that lead. Then here, I require specific output format and click on the output parser here. Then here I'll click on structured output parser. Then here we're going to add a JSON example for outputs. So here we like to output the subject line and the email body only over here. So I'll drag this node over here at the top. The other thing we're going to do, we're going to add a chat model. I'm going to use OpenAI chat model. Here you'll need to create your credential to connect your account to N8N. So from your OpenAI API, add your API key right here and click on save to create your credential. Since I had already done that, I'm going to close right here and choose a model. Here you can choose any of these models right here, but I'm going to stick with GPT 4.1 mini as our model. Then I'll drag this at the top right here. Then the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to add a memory. I'm going to choose simple memory node right here. Then I'm going to choose to define below and add a key over here. To add the key, I'm going to choose today's date as our key, and then drag the node over here. Here. Now I'll open our node right here, and then I'll click on execute step right here to execute it and generate personalized subject line and email body for our leads. You can see our node was executed successfully, and we generated these personalized subject lines and email bodies for our leads that we scraped from Twitter. So here you can see the subject line of one of the leads right here. Love your hands-on approach building MVPs and landing pages. It's incredible. Then the email body is on the lines of, hi David, I really admire how hands-on you are in building MVPs and custom websites for startups. That direct involvement must create some amazing results. I'm someone who builds AI automation tailored for marketing agencies, helping improve efficiency and client targeting. Given your full stack and front-end expertise working with startups, I think AI-driven workflows could streamline some of your marketing or outreach efforts without disrupting your development pace. Would you be open to a quick chat to see how these might fit into what you're doing? It's a very incredibly personalized cold email for this lead. The other lead's subject line is on the lines of impressed by your UI, UX expertise, and the email body is on the lines of, hi Anna, I'm really impressed by how you combine UI UX design with framework development to craft seamless product experiences. I specialize in building AI automations for marketing agencies, which might help you optimize outreach or client onboarding processes. Since you're open to work and have a clear focus on product design, I'd like to see if AI tools could help free up more of your time for design work. Would you be open to a quick chat to explore this? It's a very incredibly personalized call email that we generated for both of our leads right here. It's really impressive. So here, I renamed this node to Outreach AI Agent and click on rename right here. Then the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to send our leads a cold emails that we generated right here using Gmail, since we have their contact information added right here in our spreadsheet. So here you can see we use the keyword web developer to scrape these leads. Here's the title, here are the email addresses, here's the description that we used to generate the personalized cold email for these leads. So you can see when I open our AI agent, we generated a cold email for David and Anna. So those are the two leads, one of the leads that we added right here in our spreadsheet. So we scrape them from Twitter. Here. So for the Twitter leads URL, I think we added, we need to update it with the right data. So in the spreadsheet, when I open it, for the URL, we're going to map the URL over here. And we can try executing our workflow again, see how it works. can see that our workflow was executed successfully. In our spreadsheet, you can see we added our keyword, title, email, description, and the leads Twitter profile URL here. So now let us send the leads outreach emails since they have their contact information available here. To send them the outreach emails here, we're going to start by waiting a few seconds. So I'll search for the wait node over here. Then I'll wait for, let's say, 3 seconds. And here I'll rename this node to wait 3 seconds. And click on rename right here. Then I'll execute it right here. And then now we can proceed and send them the cold outreach email. So I'll search for Gmail and click on Gmail right here. Here I'm going to click on send a message node. And here we're going to start by creating credentials. So I'll click on create a new credential. And here sign in with the Google account. Then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to N8N, and your connection will be created. Here I'm going to close this right here. Then we're going to map the email address right here. So we're going to map the email address that we added to a spreadsheet over here. Subject line, I'm going to map it right here. Email type, we're going to choose text. Then add the message body right here. And then here, click on add option. Then click on append N8N attribution. Then I'm going to turn this to off. Then I'll click on execute step right here to send our leads the call outreach emails. You can see we sent them right here. So here, I'll rename this to send outreach emails. And then click on rename right here. Then the last thing that we're going to do here is we're going to update our leads record with the subject line and the outreach email that we generated using our AI agent. To do that, here, I'll search for Google Sheets. Then click on Google Sheets. Then here, I'll click on update row in sheet node. Then here, I'm going to find our document, which is this document. I'm going to find our sheet, which is this sheet. And then here, I'm going to choose a column that I would like to match on. I'm going to choose the email and map the email right here from our spreadsheet. And then I'm going to map the subject line and the email body over here. And then I'll click on execute step to update our leads with the subject line and the personalized email body. You can see our node was executed successfully. Here, I'll rename this node to update subject line and email column. Then I'll click on rename right here. Then the last thing that we're going to do here is we're going to complete our workflow. So I'll search for the do nothing node right here and click on it. Then I'll execute it right here to complete our workflow. You can see our node was executed successfully. Now, when you open our spreadsheet, here you can see we updated the leads here with the personalized subject lines and the outreach emails that we generated using our workflow. So we generated the subject line and the email body for David and Anna, one of the leads that we scraped from Twitter using our workflow and added to a spreadsheet right here. So our workflow works perfectly. So we are starting by getting keywords that we added to a spreadsheet right here to scrape leads from Twitter using Apify. And here we're getting the leads that we scraped using Apify. Then we're adding the leads to a spreadsheet in this sheet right here. We're adding the keyword, title, email, description, and the URL data. And the URL right here in this sheet. If the leads have the email addresses available, we're going ahead and generating a personalized outreach email that we're going to send the leads. Then we're waiting a few seconds and then sending the leads the outreach emails using Gmail. Then we're updating the leads with the personalized subject line and the email body we generated using this AI agent. Then we're completing our workflow over here. So now when I open our spreadsheet right here, you can see this personalized subject line and the email bodies that we generated using our workflow for our lead over here using this workflow that we created right here in N8N. Seeing our workflow, so we can see how it works. To test our workflow, we're going to add a keyword here. So I'll choose software engineer as our keyword, and I would like to scrape 10 leads. So now in our workflow, I'll click on execute workflow to scrape our leads, generate a personalized cold email for our leads, and send them the cold emails here using this using right here in N8N. You can see that our workflow was executed successfully. Then open our node over here. You can see we got our keyword, which was software engineer, and the number of leads I would like to scrape, chose 10. Then we use the keyword to scrape our leads from Twitter using this tool in Apify. Then we got our leads right here, got a total of 10 leads. Then we added our leads to a spreadsheet. Then here you can see our leads met our condition. They all have their email addresses available. Then we're proceeding and generating a personalized cold email for 2 of our leads. Then we're waiting a few seconds and then sending the leads outreach emails using Gmail. Then we're updating our leads records with the subject line and the email body that we generated using this AI agent, this node right here. Then we are completing our workflow using this node over here. Now, when you open our spreadsheet and click on the Twitter leads sheet, here you can see we added 10 new leads right here using the software engineer keyword. Here, the title of the leads, here the contact information, here's a bio, description, and their profile URL over here. Then here, you can see we generated personalized subject lines and email bodies to the two of our leads that we scraped from Twitter using the software engineer keyword. So here you can see the personalized cold email body for each of our leads right here that we generated using our AI agent. Then proceeded to send these 2 leads the call outreach emails using Gmail in our workflow over here. And my inbox, you can see the subject line and the email body that we are sending to our leads right here. So this address wasn't found. That's why this email bounced. But here is the subject line and the email body that we generated using our workflow right here. We scraped these leads using these keywords and added the leads data right here to a spreadsheet. Then proceeded to generate these personalized subject lines and email bodies and send the leads the outreach emails using this workflow that we created right here in N8N. Now, if you'd like me to create this workflow for you or a workflow similar to this one, just click the first link in the description to schedule a call with me. On the call, we'll discuss into details the workflow that you'd like me to create for you, and then I'll proceed to create the workflow for you. But if you enjoyed this video and you have an AI agent or a workflow in mind that you'd like me to create using N8N, just comment it down below in the comment section. I read all the comments, and if I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire workflow or AI agent from scratch using N8N. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.